45. No, but that's close. 6 weeks. And now here's a clue. Here's a key. It's not the only key, it's a key. Allah uses the bee because the bee is one of the creatures that makes the most use of what? Time. Woo! Time. When we just talk about some of the things the bee does in 6 weeks. My word. They build a hive in 6 weeks. Huh? Clean out the cells in 6 weeks. Pollinate the whole hive in 6 weeks. Sting a few people in 6 weeks. Right? Pollinate a few flowers in 6 weeks. All of that in just 6 weeks. And then they bow out and the next group comes in and they perform. So Allah is telling us how a community should perform. But in order to do that, we have to be organized. Ready for production. On point. Working together. Under leadership. Allahu Akbar. Now the leader is the queen. Now some people get the genders all messed up here. We have the same thing because it's the Quran. It's the Quran for us. That's our leader. Any imam worth his salt, and we want to be worth our salt. It's not an imam without the Quran. Matter of fact, if he don't know the Quran, he can't lead the prayer. We got to get somebody who can. Allah makes us qualify ourselves for leadership. And don't the queen got to qualify? Oh, yes, she do. She got to qualify. She has to have the means to protect and provide for the hives, and they have the workers. And that queen is performing all the time. She's not in there sleeping. Just the larvae is in there sleeping. So what does that mean for our community? Every one of us has a leadership role in the community. In doing that, we are the guardians of the community. So in this bee, you got some that go out and they find the food. This is the thing about it. That's why they look like they're flying all crazy. They're like, man, what's wrong with these bees? They look like they're flying all crazy. But the interesting thing about that is their body is so lightweight. They're flying in a way to maximize time so they can find the best wind current in which to travel. They look like they're doing some old silly stuff to you. But they are following the wind and they're making sure, because their body's like that, they don't get pushed back and they maximize time. And do you know that they equivocate time with the declension and the rising of the sun? Who else has to do that? We do. Oh, Allahu Akbar. So, and they go back, and so when they get into the hive, they do this little dance to let the other bees know where the flowers are, where the nectar is, where the pollen is. And then the other bees go out and they bring that and come back. So I want to just show you something interesting about the Quran that relates to the bee's body. I'm going to skip this for a second. This is the point, because if you read it, you really don't get it. But here, I'll just do this. Allah tells you that the body of the bee that makes the honey is the female. The Arabic word clearly tells you that it is the female. So Allah is giving the Muslims some science that they couldn't have had over 1,400 years ago. And so Allah is telling you how their body works and how they break down the honey. And they have two different stomachs and how they compartmentalize the stomach. How they compartmentalize the honey. But here's the interesting thing. The ayat before that, Allah is talking about the cow's stomach. You go back and say, now wait a minute now. Because okay now. So what in the world? So you thinking like me, okay. Cow stomach, bee stomach. Then what does Allah say at the end is, yet tafakkarun. Now you got to think deep to figure that one out. But most of us just quit. Oh man, I don't know about that one. I'm just keep on going. No, He wants us to investigate. So here's the thing about that one. Allah made it very easy for the cow's milk to be digestible because we drink that. And there's no blood in it, and the babies feed off of that. And their bones get strong off of that. Now, I know some of us may be a little lactose intolerant. I understand all of that. But I'm going to tell you something about the mother's milk. It goes through 3 stages of development, and you know better than me. I ain't telling you anything. I'm just sharing, and I'm happy to share. First, it's real sweet because the baby's body is not strong enough to digest all of that calcium. Then there's another level that it gets. And then it starts depositing the vitamin D to the bones. But if the bones are not strong, how's the milk going to produce that to the body? So Allah knows the baby's development, and he regulates the milk in the mother's glands so that the baby gets just the right amount at the right time. And she doesn't have to do anything. Automatic refrigerator. All the praise is due to Allah. Now these children, they're not grateful because the mother, I tell you, look here, you got to feed that baby. That baby just want it when they want it. Hey, doing all kind of stuff, she got to stop. Baby had never talked back there to forget that it was doing all that. She fed you. And when your diaper dirty, you don't want to keep it on at all. So she got to stop what she's doing all the time. So what did Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say about that? So when we're making prayer and the women, the sisters are managing children and the baby's crying, then as imams, we shouldn't, well, brother, the hadith say you're supposed to go with the long ones. Yes, you should, but if you hear a baby crying, leadership, shut it down. Because if the child is upset, is the mother really concentrating? No. You can't concentrate like that, baby crying and you trying to make salah. You probably forget whatever you, what was this? You all out of sorts, right? What's my point? And I'll make this last surah. When we lack compassion, we get thrown off. All of us. I've been married, and like I said, if I can make it, if I can hang on and not do nothing dumb this weekend, try to make it. Take it easy. You need anything? No, I'm serious. We underestimate the power of good relationships. We need it. You know, they did a study on babies. And they did a study on babies and they left. And they shouldn't have. When they actually saw that the study was actually cruel. So they don't do it anymore. But over 6 weeks, they stroked one baby and they didn't stroke the other. Now, the baby that didn't get stroked died for lack of touch. Nothing. The baby's will to live left. And the baby that got that warm caress, that baby's will to live thrived. So, you know, it's amazing. It's not a coincidence what has been done to us to break our spirits. But it's amazing. But it's a mercy from Almighty Allah that our spirits has not been broken. And we're still here praising God, looking for him to take us to new heights. And we're not fearing the criticism of the criticizer. All right, I got this last ayat here. I'm trying to compartmentalize. Okay. Here's the one I want to use. In Surah 30, Ayat 9, Allah says, and travel through the land. Here's what I like about this one. He says, and travel through the land and dig. He used the word for dig. And dig up the archaeology of that people. What Allah is telling us is that we should look for culture in the life of people. Not just go to the places and see the beautiful monuments. Go and see what the people have achieved, and that should give us a sense of achievement. But what we're lacking at this particular time is we don't have our own buildings, but we have one now. West architecture. See, West African architecture, and that is a symbolic for the whole community. And we don't realize what it does, but when they say they built that with their own hands, the Muslims over there built themselves a mosque. All they think we can do is build juke joints and dance joints and the boogie-woogie places and all of that. Now, I know y'all say, what is he talking about? They think all we can do is build places for fun. Now, guess what? But we're going to have those things too. But first, you have to have a place of learning. When the Prophet came to Medina, the first thing they built was a mosque, but that was a school, that was city hall. They conducted government there. They gave away food to the poor. They fed the homeless. That was a homeless shelter. That mosque was everything to the people around that particular mosque. So we want this mosque to be everything to the people around the mosque. But we want you to feel comfortable coming to the mosque. And so what has to happen when you come to the mosque? You got to be received with love. This is a two-way street, people. Right? But Allah is making us better because we're getting better with our relationships. Y'all, we've been through a lot. We have to be a little bit more tolerant. We've been through bad parenting, some of us. Bad marriages, some of us. Bad child rearing, some of us. Bad sibling relationships, some of us. Some of us, we went through all of that, but we're still here. Trying to ask Allah to help this heart heal and help this heart grow, help the mind grow, and help the soul evolve. Last thing. See, when you read the Quran, it's supposed to do something to your spirit. It can't do something to your mind if it doesn't do anything to your spirit because you're not motivated to do anything. Don't think it twisted. You have to be inspired, and this book will inspire you. It will inspire you to praise God like you've never praised Him before. It will inspire you to make this next prayer your best prayer because you know that God has heard you the whole time, but now you're coming to Him a little bit stronger, obeying Him a little bit harder, a little bit more courage, a little bit more fortitude, a little bit more diligence, a little bit more knowledge, and a little bit more desire to do some good for somebody else. May Allah perfect our Ramadan this month. May Allah make us really love this community, love this masjid, feel the love. May Allah bless our hearts to feel His love and His presence. May Allah bless us to want to learn new things and not think that our time for learning has passed and gone. Our time for learning is still here and it will always be here as long as Allah is here and He is eternal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Are you all enjoying yourselves? I mean, look. Excellent khutbah by Imam Khalil Hanif. You heard from Imam Basil Abdullah, Imam Abdullah Rashid, and I've been in the hallway listening to Imam Asim light it up. I had to leave my post a couple of times. That's not like me, to go see what he was doing. But alhamdulillah, this is what we have prayed for, to be able to fellowship and to learn and to embrace the Quran as the ultimate teacher. As our leader, Imam Waratuddin Muhammad, his aspiration for us was to develop a Quranic intelligentsia, to become a student of the book, from which as the more I study him, I realized that he was so smooth that he didn't speak a lot of Arabic. But when I began to understand or build a relationship with the Quran in a different way, I saw that everything that the Imam introduced to us was from concept from the Quran. So praise be to Allah. I want you to enjoy yourselves. I want you to grow as you're here throughout this weekend. We thank the Mali Conference, Imam Salim Movement, for bringing this conference here so that we all can benefit and grow in the same light. Without any further ado, I want to introduce, I want to introduce our next speaker for the evening, my good friend. I had to contend with my teammate, Elijah. He said, would you introduce Imam Omar Shakir? And I said, there's no debate about that. He's a good friend of mine. He's also been a mentor to me. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to bring him up. Imam Omar Adib Shakir. He was born in Lima, Ohio, raised in upstate New York. 1977, he attended Wilberforce University, Ohio, where he majored in accounting and business administration. And as a child, Imam Omar Shakir was raised in the Baptist tradition, like many of us, until the age of 14 when he was first introduced to the religion of Al-Islam. And at the age of 16, he embraced Al-Islam under the leadership of Imam Waratuddin Muhammad, rahimullahi alayh, who is now deceased, as we know, from the date of October 30th, 1933 to September 9, 2008, his life. And in 1983, he was elected, Imam Omar Shakir, the resident imam of the local Muslim community in Schenectady, New York, at the age of 25. This was the beginning of his leadership, ministry, and career. And in 86, Imam Omar moved with his family to San Antonio, Texas. He was elected resident imam of Masjid Luqman in San Antonio, Texas, a position he's held until 96. And during his 8-year tenure, he received 2 outstanding leadership awards in that time, In 2002, he received an Interfaith Award for Religious Man of the Year for his interfaith community initiatives. So I'm proud to say Imam Omar Shaki is a regular participant of ecumenical services and interfaith dialogue. He lectures